In today's Black History Moment, I will be addressing the Tulsa Race Massacre, also known as the Tulsa Race Riot or Black Wall Street Massacre. This was a 2-day long white supremacist terrorist massacre that took place between May 31st and June 1st, 1921, when mobs of white residents, some of whom had been appointed as deputies and armed by city government officials, attacked black residents and destroyed their homes and businesses of the Greenwood district in Tulsa, Oklahoma. This event was considered one of the worst incidences of black violence in American history. The attacks burned and destroyed more than 35 square blocks of the neighborhood. At that time, this was one of the wealthiest black communities in the United States, known as Black Wall Street. More than 800 people were admitted to hospitals, and as many as 6,000 black residents of Tulsa were interned in a large facility, many of them for several days. There was an estimated range of 700 to 300 people dead. The massacre began Memorial Day weekend after a 19-year-old named Dick Rowland was accused of assaulting a white woman named Sarah Page. Rowland was arrested, and a mob of hundreds of white men gathered around the jail. An additional group of 75 black men showed up to protect Rowland. An incident occurred outside of the jail where shots were fired and the men began to fight. Being overwhelmed by the white group of men, the black men retreated to Greenwood. As a result of the incidents, white rioters invaded Greenwood the next night and the next morning, killing men, burning and looting homes and stores. Around noon on June 1st, the Oklahoma National Guard imposed martial law, ending the massacre. About 10,000 black people were left homeless, and the cost of property damage amounted to more than $1.5 million in real estate and $750,000 in personal property, the equivalent of $38.43 million in 2023. While many of the properties were rebuilt, there was no compensation for the loss. Many residents decided to move, while residents who chose to stay in the city regardless of race largely kept silent about the terror, violence, and resulting losses for decades. The massacre was largely omitted from the local, state, and national histories for years. In 1996, 75 years later, a bipartisan group did a study of the massacre. The conclusion came in 2001 that stated that the city conspired with a racist mob. It recommended that a program of reparations for the survivors and their descendants be made. The state passed a legislation to establish scholarships for the descendants of survivors and encourage the economic growth of Greenwood. A park was established in the memory of the Tulsa Massacre. The park was dedicated in 2010. Schools in Tulsa have been required to teach students about the massacre since 2002, and in 2020 the massacre officially became a part of the Oklahoma school curriculum. This has been my daily Black History report on the Tulsa, Oklahoma race massacre. Happy Black History Year to all.